Nocterra Nemesis special by Image Comics. So yeah, this isn't part of the numbered entry main run, I guess. This is special, but it does follow after the last issue. At least I'm assuming it does. That's the impression that I'm getting from this. So in the last issue, Val and the gang were at, what's it called, Luna or Eos. They were at the place with all the lights, and they were talking to the light beings, and they were trying to use the equation to bring back the light and get rid of the big PM when they realized that it wasn't working, and they were going to try to find a way to actually get it to work when Blacktop Bill shows up and brings an army of shade creatures which go and start decimating the place. And so Valve and her convoy leave, and the light beings also go with them. And that's kind of where this issue takes place. It takes place with Val and Emery are in a truck, and they're heading towards a observation tower, which they believe they'll be able to use like the telescope to somehow shine the light on Nox and destroy it, bringing back the light. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I guess we'll find out. Meanwhile, the other half of the group are with the light beings, and they're also trying to get to the same destination, but they're both trying to get to the same place in two separate ways. And as they're doing this, Emery is riding shotgun with Valve, and he's having a nightmare. And that's what most of this issue is. Most of this issue is just a nightmare, where we have Emery being chased down by Bill. And it's kind of like a weird LSD trip. We see like Emery running into a beat up house where he sees his mom, like his biological mom. I think it's supposed to be his biological mom. Yeah, his biological mom as a zombie. And then he sees his dad also as a zombie. And his dad mentions how they abandoned Emery on the road as a kid because they knew that he was a born failure and that anyone he cares about would end up having a painful death. And so, yeah, they didn't want anything to do with him. And then he sees like the decapitated head of his friends. And then that's when Bill sneaks up behind him and tries to kill him, but he keeps running, and Bill eventually captures him and just kind of taunts him and tells him about the Nemesis theory, which is actually based off a real theory. And the Nemesis theory, in this comic at least, is about how there's this star that rotates around the sun, and the star is made out of dark matter, and it basically creates mass extinction on planets. So this theory was born in the 1970s, and basically, like, if you go and you see all the different planets in our solar system and all just the planets we've discovered, you'll know that some of them should have life. Like, they have the markings of life, and there should be brightness there, but there's not. It's just darkness. It's dead. It's desolate, and it's because of this Nemesis star. This Nemesis star is the antithesis to the sun. While the sun gives light, the Nemesis star brings about death. It brings about darkness. And out of that darkness, on the rivers, the oceans of Mars, this creature was born. And this creature is Nox, the oldest life form, the original. And Nox is like the king of the shades. Is who all the shades listen to. And I will say that Nox looks pretty cool. It kind of gives me almost like a Cthulhu vibes. Not Cthulhu as in the actual deity, but just like, maybe I should say it gives me a Lovecraftian vibe. It gives me a Cthulhu mythos vibe. Like something that you would see out of Lovecraft or from the Cthulhu mythos. But yeah, so that's the Nemesis theory in this comic. For anyone who's like interested in what the Nemesis theory is in real life, it's a little bit different. It wasn't created in the 70s. It was created in the 80s, I believe, mid-80s. And it's not like a planet or a sun or anything made out of dark matter, but it's, I believe, either like a brown or a red dwarf. And it like orbits the sun from a distance. I believe the distance is somewhere between 1 to 2 light years away. And because of the way it orbits and stuff, what it does is it actually increases the number of comets that enter our solar system. Like, it attracts the number of comets that come. And so because of that, more comets enter our solar system than should be normal, and one of those comets can eventually hit Earth and create a mass extinction event. And this theory is supposed to be what happened to, I guess, the dinosaurs, or at least that's like the explanation that they think. Of course, a lot of people eventually think that this theory is wrong, and they've gone out to discredit it. So I'm not saying this is like a true theory. This is like a real thing that happened. I'm just saying that this is an actual theory in real life. Whether it's what really happened and stuff, or whether it's a real thing or not, nobody really knows. But a lot of people think, nah, it's not. This is just, a theory that doesn't really have the evidence to support it. But I think it's just kind of cool. I love reading stuff like that. That's kind of why I kind of went on this tangent for a little bit. Forgive me for that. It's just, I love stuff like this. I love conspiracies and things, especially things with like paranormal and supernatural. Like the theory that the moon is actually a spaceship that's watching our planet. And that's like Buzz Aldrin, when he went to the moon, he like mentions how he hears like a thud in like the planet, not the planet, the moon seemed to like ring as if it was hollow, and that creatures were there that told them to never come back. Whether I believe that or not really, but it is kind of like a cool theory. Or that the hollow earth theory. Like, it's just like, I love reading this kind of stuff. I don't necessarily believe them. So for anyone who's like, thinking that I'm one of those tinfoil hat wearing dudes, no, I just love reading about them. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, back to this comic. Bill explains this theory to Emery. Only here it's not a theory, it's real. And basically explains that that's what we are. I'm the Nemesis star. Like, I'm not literally the Nemesis star, but I'm like the manifestation of that star. Because back when I was a human, before the big PM happened and stuff, I spent my life hunting down people who escaped death and bragged about it. Like people who got stranded in the woods or stranded in the sea for weeks and somehow still survived. I went out of my way to go and kill them. I'm like the Nemesis star, where I go to places that should have life and I snuff it out. And you're my next target, basically. You are the sun. Like, you're the sun to my Nemesis. Because you were in the darkness. This was back when Emery was infected. But you were able to escape. You were able to escape that darkness. So you're the sun. Because you were given life again through light. And now I'm the Nemesis that's coming to snuff you out again. And he's basically trying to get information on where Val and the gang are heading. And I'm just going to stop it there. I will say that the issue itself is okay. If I were to grade it, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. It's average. Maybe a 6 out of 10. So maybe okay. But it's one of those where, I mean, if you want more lore and world building when it comes to Nocterra, then sure, check it out. If you don't really care, if you just want to just read the main run and just see what happens and stuff, like you don't really care about all the little small details, then you can easily skip this. I don't think this is one of those where it's like if you miss this comic, you're gonna miss a lot. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when the next issue comes out. But I will just say that, it didn't really feel like... It felt more like it was just like info dumping on us. And that's kind of it. Info dumping with a lot of weird, trippy images. I will say the artwork is kind of cool. It has like a weird painting effect. It reminds me very much of... it reminds me of like Criminal Macabre, one of the Silent Hill issues. Just something kind of like that. It's like a weird, just like horrific painting. That's kind of what it's like. But other than that, yeah, it didn't really do much for me. Like other than just like the fascination I had with the whole Nemesis theory, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Even though you kind of took it and made it your own thing. Like you didn't really. It's a lot different than what the Nemesis theory actually is in real life. But I mean, that's cool. I like that whole theory and stuff, and I like how you have. Blacktop Bill as the Nemesis to Emery's son, that metaphor going. That's cool. But other than that, yeah, it's just basically a big giant info dump. So if you don't really care for the info, you're not really going to care for this issue. So there you go. there's Nocterra Nemesis special. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.